Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist uses the phone as a remote control. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, you're here. You're going to get your cup full again. You're going to get topped up. You're going to acquire some new wisdom. And most likely look at a different perspective of how the narcissist does what they do. You see, your smartphone, and that most likely is how you are consuming this content, is how the narcissist used to control you, maybe even the exact same model that you're using. The narcissist infiltrates people's mindsets. They want to steal their time and their energy and so much more. And in the old days, as I've shared over the last few years with videos, in the old days, we had remote control for the TV. Now, does it still exist? Of course it does. But way back when, we didn't have a smartphone. That is essentially what the narcissist does to control everybody, and I mean everybody. Jumping right in, let's say that the narcissist was your boss, the person that used to work for, and I don't even like that term, but I'll use it because that's what people are using these days. Well, let's say the boss was claiming that they were sick and they were out for the week, when in fact they were actually 3 states away golfing on the company's dime. But they claimed that they were ill and they couldn't come into work, and they asked you to cover and do some more things for them and to make sure that the office ran smoothly. Well, again, who were you to guess that the boss would be actually toxic or narcissistic or be manipulating you? Now, way back then, when we were in high school or you're younger, did we ever play hooky? Of course we did. What hooky meant was maybe we would skip a day at school. Okay, no harm, no foul. You made up for the classes the next day. Well, now we're almost in 2026, and toxicity is everywhere. And with people, specifically the narcissist, they can use their smartphone to control a whole office without even being anywhere in the same state or country or time zone. And that's one example. Another example would be, let's say that the narcissist was your partner, your wife or husband. Well, what would they be doing when you were at work? Again, they would be blowing up your phone while you were trying to prepare for a business meeting or a seminar or a presentation, or trying to meet a deadline, or looking to get that corner office or the pay raise, or to have the boss take you out for lunch. The narcissist, your spouse in this case, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it was, they would be talking to you via text, maybe even calling you, but let's say they would be texting you, and they would be saying ridiculous things like this. We have no milk, we ran out. Or how come you didn't do the laundry? Or my car needs gas and I don't have gas money. Or can you just Venmo me or send me some money real quickly so I can go pay my Amazon account? Or you know that we have a party tonight at 7 o'clock and you know that you're supposed to get a gift, and make sure you pick me up on time. When they said the last one, you would be saying, wait, we don't have a party, what are you talking about? And then you would be scratching your head saying, wait, it's a Tuesday night, there's no party, what are you talking about? And then you would text them back and they would say, I told you about this last month, don't you remember? And then you would be saying, no, I don't. And they would say, take a look at your texts. Now remember, this is during your work day. This is just one example of hundreds of thousands I could give you. Then you, during the work day, you'd be scrolling at the former texts from this toxic person who turned out to be the narcissist, who was your romantic interest, and there was no text. You went back not only a month, you went back 2 or 3 months. Nothing there, because it didn't exist. And then you would be texting them, or maybe now it's your lunch break and you're calling them and you're saying, I didn't find any text, what are you talking about? And they would say, what's the big deal? Just be there at 7 o'clock, pick me up. Make sure that you get a gift also. And you, because you were trying to keep the peace, now your day is blown up. Now you realize there's no text and you're damned if you say something, but you just told them that there wasn't one and you have a battle. Do you say more or do you not? So what do? Now you have to figure out how to spend your time for the rest of that work day. Are you going to get the promotion? Are you going to get the pay raise? I can't tell you. What I can tell you is there's going to be hell to pay when you get back home, because now you didn't prepare for a dinner party or a party or an event. You didn't get a gift. Now you're probably low on gas yourself, meaning in the car, and you don't even know what's going on. This is how the narcissist pulls multiple strings at any one time. This is how they use their phones as remote controls. They get people doing things for them. Another one I already touched on a few moments ago is money. Well, what does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money, and they will blow right through it. And when you have no money, then they will blame you for not earning more or for paying for things, and they will tell you that they didn't ask you to do that, or they will say whatever they want to. But once the money runs out, that's usually when the narcissist runs out. But having said that, let's say that the narcissist is your adult child, and say they live a couple states away or maybe in a different country, who knows? Or maybe it's your parent who's the toxic person, or maybe it's your sibling, I can't tell you. But again, let's say that you are just on vacation and you're spending some time by yourself on vacation, as an example, and you get a text from a toxic person who is your sibling, your parent, your coworker, your friend, who I don't know who it is, and they're saying, hey, can you just wire me another $1,000? Just cover me for the month because I'm really low and I'm about to get that job that I've been working on. I think I'll get it next month, but I just need a little bit of money to help me out here. Now, you've seen this song and dance before. You've seen the record go around. You know that you never get repaid. You also know this person is going to keep on blowing up your phone until you send them some money. Essentially, you're being blackmailed. Yes, it's a heavy word, but that's what the narcissist does, specifically when you don't know that they're a narcissist because you don't have the tools to defend yourself. But having said that, you just got to the vacation spot. You're looking for a little R&R. Your phone's being blown up, and then you say, you know what? I just got to pay a raise. I can send them a couple more dollars, and then maybe they wanted $1,000, and you sent them. Let's say you sent them $800. They're not going to say thank you for the $800. They're going to say, where's the extra $200? And by the way, I don't need $1,000 now. Now I need $1,500. So send another $7 while you're at it. You see, it's never enough for the narcissist. And they know that if they can push your button and if they can control you via the smartphone, texting, phone calls, emails, FaceTime, whatever it is, video call, that they can punish you for being you. That's why you must cut the 4 ties. And I've shared this in so many videos over the years. The 4 ties to be cut from the narcissist are the financial, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual tie. Right there, one of the main ties is the financial tie for this video. And how to cut it is by not sending them money. Understand what I'm mentioning to you. The narcissist was fine before you sent them a dime. They'll be fine after you send them a dime. The thing is they will milk you dry. They will bleed you dry of every penny you have. And when you have no more money, you lost your job, your health took a hit, and your support system's blown up and your bank account went to zero. As a matter of fact, you have $18,000 in credit card debt. They'll just look at you and say, good luck, I hope you figure it out. And they will slither off on to another source of supply or elsewhere because you just paid for them for that leg of their life. Now, all these things I'm sharing with you, they are experiences and their insight and it's wisdom for you to apply the tools, because my hope is that you don't have to go through what I went through. My hope is you're not financially abused. My hope is you're not in the narcissistic abusive cycle. My hope is you never were in the trauma bond. My hope is you never had to go through the discard. My hope is that you are getting the wisdom and trying to insulate and protect yourself, and you never went through the narcissistic abusive cycle, but most likely you have. And that's why I create videos to pay it forward each and every day. But how the narcissist uses the phone as a remote control, think about another one. Maybe the narcissist is on a weekend seminar or a getaway, or they're on some business trip. Well, what does the narcissist do when they're on an alleged business trip? Usually they take the wedding ring off and act like they're single. And usually they're having a little too much fun that you will never know about. And usually there is a supply source that they have or haven't met yet at that place where they're at the venue. And usually they will come back and they will be really tired and act like they just need some time because it was such a taxing, such a challenging ceremony or seminar or event or weekend. Or they will come back on top of the world, on cloud 9. Any way you cut it, let's say they came back on cloud 9 and they were super excited and super happy. Well, you back then, or maybe this happened to you recently, it happened to me multiple times, you'd be scratching your head saying, you just went away on a business trip for a week. And now you're saying that everything, you're on top of the world. What's going on? You didn't get a promotion. You didn't get a pay raise. You're not earning more money. What is it? Like, why did you have such a great time? And you weren't even with me. I don't get it. Well, now you realize when they were away from you, you'll never know what they were doing, but they were doing what they shouldn't have been doing, and you will never figure it out because they're a toxic narcissist. And this is how they cut the knife. This is how they twist the knife in people deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's why the narcissist uses their phone as a remote control. So I'll go back to that example again. Let's say they were on a week-long business trip, and let's say they were closing a deal or learning a class, whatever they were doing, maybe even teaching a class by overcharging students and people or using inferior products, which is what these people all do. Having said that, what do? Well, maybe they would text you at 10:30 at night and say, hey, I'm really tired, I had a long day, I can't talk now. Well, what you don't realize when they're texting you from a hotel room that maybe they're sharing with a new supply, maybe they're not, but you don't realize they just got out of the shower and they're fixing their hair, and maybe they grabbed a shave, and maybe they put on some clothes that they bought on your credit card that you didn't even know about, and they told you they're tired and they're going to bed. But what are they really doing? They're going to have a fun night out on the town. And what do you think they'll be doing? That's for you to figure out, but you weren't with them, so you'll never know. What you did know is because you were back at your house, and this is when you were hypothetically married to the narcissist, or let's say it was your romantic relationship, well, whatever you were thinking, oh, wow, they checked in on me, and they texted me, and they called, and wow, they're really tired. They must be having a great time, and wow, they're such hardworking people. Well, that's what you were supposed to think. See, they were controlling you. So maybe that night you got some rest. But what would happen the next night when they were on that week-long seminar, week-long business trip? Maybe they didn't call you at all, intentionally, on purpose, and deliberately. So then you would be calling them and texting them. See, now your energy is being zapped. Now they're watching you flail. They're watching you over-text, overshare, call, worry, wonder. And all they're doing now is they're probably lathered up with a new supply on their second bottle of champagne on your dime. And they're saying, wow, this person's so pathetic. I'm talking about you. And it was me too, so I can say it. This person's so pathetic. They can't do anything without me. They can't make a decision. They need me so much. It's just disgusting. It's so abhorrent. I wish they would really get a life. And as they're doing that, they're twisting the knife in you because they're not communicating with you, but they're controlling you via the smartphone. In this case, by maybe not even reading the texts, but it's still controlling you, or not answering the phone. Again, it's still controlling you. And now they're grooming the new supply. You see, this is why no good deed goes unpunished with the narcissist. This is why they don't change. This is why they only continue to master their skill sets. This is why they only continue to manipulate. This is why they only continue to fine-tune their skill set and their craft of abuse, toxicity, and manipulation. And their smartphone is their number one thing that they use to punish people. Again, by the narcissist answering texts or not, or sending the letter K, or reading it, and claiming their cell phone battery was dead, or they didn't have service, or they lost their phone, or it dropped in a pool, or whatever it was, or when they really need something, to call you or pepper you and say, hey, where are you? What are you doing? Pick that up. What are you doing? I can't believe this. Why are you late? This is why you can never, ever get your bearings when you're in these relationships. This is why it's bizarro world. This is why you're on a roller coaster of emotions going around and around without a safety belt on. This is like you feel like a yo-yo going up and down. This is why you're walking on eggshells. This is why you're not being respected or being treated properly. And this is how and why the narcissists use their smartphone or their phone as a remote control to control you. And truth be told, that's what they're doing right now. I will give you one more example before I close this video. And I could talk about this topic for the next 16, 18 hours straight. But I'm trying to shorten the videos a little bit because A, it's getting colder, and B, because it appears to me that the audience wants shorter videos. So that's what I'm doing. If you want longer videos, I would love to continue to make these longer videos, 20, 30, 40 minutes. But it appears that either YouTube doesn't want you all seeing them or you're not enjoying them. So that's why I'm shortening these videos to see what you, the audience and the community want. And let me know what you want, because I will do what you want. I've got the time, the energy, and the wisdom to pay it forward, and that's what I want to do. Again, these videos are meant to insulate and protect you. But having said that, think about this. What is the narcissist doing on their smartphone many times? Well, they're on social media, they're on dating apps, they're making bogus accounts, they're checking in on other people, they're spying on other people's social media platforms, they're talking with enablers, flying monkeys, the people that you surrounded yourself with. They're doing all of this behind the scenes. You were never supposed to figure it out, but you did. That's why once you get the wisdom, you need to run for the hills and get away from these people as far and as fast as you possibly can, because they don't change. They only get worse over time. And think about a dating app real quickly, whether you're on them or not, whether you believe in them or don't, it's up to you. But if you're on one of those, number one, they're crawling with toxicity. Number two, they're crawling with grifters. Number three, they're crawling with people who just want to steal your energy, your time. They want to learn about you, and they want to get as close to you as they can. So maybe you will send them money, or maybe you will put your weekend plans on hold so you can change their diapers and pamper them, or maybe you are looking to do something with somebody who knows what you want, so they're going to withhold it from you once you get close enough to them. This is why you really need to have your boundaries, and you really need to pay attention to your instincts and your intuition, and you need to look and acknowledge red flags. These are all things you couldn't do when you're in the relationship. But back then you didn't realize that your cell phone wasn't just a way to get information, it was a way that you were being controlled. And that's how the narcissist used it, as a remote control. And truth be told, that's what they're doing right now all over the planet. They're using their smartphone, and it's their laptop and their desktop and everything else. But their cell phone is the number one way they control people, because it's small, it's portable, and the narcissist usually has more than one smartphone. And no, it doesn't mean if you have more than one smartphone that you're the narcissist. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is usually the narcissist has more than one phone, burner phones, hidden phones, or phones right out in front, and they'll claim that they're business phones and they need an extra one only to talk to this person or whatever it is. You need to understand that the narcissist knew what they were doing. They targeted you, they abused you, they manipulated you, they tricked you, trapped you, they placed you in the trauma bond and the devaluation stage and the narcissistic fog, and most likely they began doing it on the exact same device you're using, which is your cell phone, your smartphone, and that's how they use it as a remote control. So go no contact, block that person, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the absolutely beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You're not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is a good spot I'm in, and it's really cold again today, so I'm making this video a little bit earlier. Again, if you want the videos longer, let me know. If you want them shorter, let me know. I just want to pay it forward, but I want to make sure that my time is used wisely by creating videos. And as long as the audience is here and the audience is enjoying the videos, I will continue to do them. Again, I have a lot of energy, a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, and a lot to share. I want to continue to share it. Let me know in the comments section how long you want the videos. Do you want them to be 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30? Whatever the community suggests or wants, that's what I will do because I want to. This is my moonshot. It is my calling. It's my purpose, and it is what I will do for the rest of my life. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.